Have you ever caught yourself purchasing items at the store that weren't on your shopping list? There's a reason behind that, and we'll discuss that. We're heading into the realm of meal planning and ingredient preparation. So, no matter if your goal is to streamline your weekly meal preparation, save time, or cut down on grocery cost, you've come to the perfect place. Hello, my name's Megan Renee, and in this video, I'll showcase my grocery haul for the week and share 3 savvy shopping strategies I've discovered to keep your finances in check while ensuring your refrigerator is fully stocked. Plus, I'll provide some easy and delicious ideas for weeknight dinners. So let's jump in. Okay, so starting in the pantry, I did get 2 things of corn and some cannelli beans, and then I'm making some chicken pesto. I did get some sriracha because we miss it, and we stopped buying it when there was that huge shortage not long after COVID, and so getting that back in the house. This is one of the new items that we're trying. So these are chickpea pastas, and I got the chickpea pasta because I have heard a lot of people say that these are really good for, insulin. It doesn't spike your insulin as much as regular wheat pasta does, so I'm looking forward to trying that. My daughter, her request, she likes the goodles. I got some beef broth because I'm making some beef and mushroom tips, and I want to try this new product. So I really like the Purely Elizabeth brand. But in order to get the grain-free, I have to go to Sprouts, and Sprouts can be a little pricey. The reason I've preferred the Purely Elizabeth brand over this one is because of the erythritol that's used in this brand right here. But I'm going to take my chances and see. I don't eat a lot of erythritol, and I don't eat a lot of this stuff. So I think I would rather try that and not have the carbs and see how my body reacts to it. So I got some strawberries and some grapes and some blackberries. I am in a blackberry kick. I'm really enjoying blackberries these days, and they're just taking me back to my childhood from when I spent summers in Canada. And so I'm really, really loving reliving those memories through this delicious treat. I got some blueberries and some cherry tomatoes for 2 of the dinners that we're having this week. I'm making the pesto chicken. I'm also making another type of pasta dish that I saw on Pinterest. I don't know what it's called, but it's a bunch of vegetables mixed in with some Bruchon cheese, and you bake it and then mix it with the pasta, and it's supposed to be delicious. So I'm going to try that. I also got some broccoli, some zucchini, tomatoes, apples, because I want to make a delicious air fryer apple dessert that I saw on Pinterest, along with some peanut butter Greek yogurt. Now, sweet potatoes. I have been buying sweet potatoes like crazy, but they didn't have any good ones in the store. So if you don't see any fresh ones, fresh is always preferred, but frozen is the next best thing. And so I got 2 of these. I can easily pop these in the microwave to cook them and then broil them, and they turn out good-ish. Good enough to eat. I got some hash browns. This is one of the items that I just decided to go ahead and get versus cutting my own potatoes just to save money. I am making 2 breakfast items that I plan on meal prepping. One will be a quiche, a breakfast quiche that will be fairly low carb. It will have some of this in it, but not a lot. And then I'm making breakfast burritos per my husband's request. And so we're going to be doing that. I also got some cucumbers. These are cucumbers, not zucchini. I got some cucumbers, some tomatoes, some bell peppers, an onion, acorn squash, a seedless watermelon. I got some bananas. I got them bruised on purpose because I want to make a couple of them into banana bread because we did miss that this week. These are the Bruchon cheeses. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Bruchon. I don't know. But this is really good cheese. However you pronounce it, it's delicious. And then for the pesto chicken, I got some fresh mozzarella. Of course, it can't be a haul without my nut pods because I don't drink coffee without them. Got just some basic milk to hold us over until I can go to Costco. some ridiculous priced eggs. And just a reminder, if you don't do it already, check your eggs. I forgot to this time. And I have some French rolls because I'm making French dip this week, and I'm looking forward to that. I also got some sausages. I got some chicken apple sausage, which is really good. Now I also got this brand. I like spicy sausage. I love it. But I stopped buying it because the products in there weren't as clean. And then I saw this, and these are really good. For the most part, they're pretty clean. I got some ham for my quiche and my breakfast burritos. This looked pretty good. I've never seen this in my store. I went to a different Walmart this time, and I saw this, and I thought this was going to be good to try. Product of Canada. They make good stuff. And some bacon and some turkey.
While I'm playing Tetris with my groceries in the refrigerator and my pantry, let's chat about some meal planning tricks that have changed the game for me. Remember, the goal is to cut down on those spontaneous restaurant splurges, buy quality foods, and save some cash, and maybe even drop a few pounds here and there. Before diving into my lesson, I'd like to share my best practices for preparing ingredients. I start by dividing my produce into two categories, those meant for cooking and those intended for raw consumption. For the produce that will be cooked, I will chop, slice, or dice them based on how I plan to use them in my dishes. For the produce that I eat raw, I consistently use this method. I soak them in a mixture of 2 tablespoons of baking soda for every 2 cups of water. I avoid using vinegar because combining baking soda and vinegar only creates a fun, bubbly reaction, and the two substances neutralize each other. By using baking soda, it effectively reduces or eliminates the surface pesticides on produce, which is crucial, especially when preparing foods from the Dirty Dozen list. Now, you might be wondering, what is the Dirty Dozen list? Well, if you're not sure or not familiar with that, it is a list that identifies foods with the highest pesticide residues when conventionally grown. This list is published by the Environmental Working Group. It's typically released every year. The latest list includes strawberries, spinach, kale, collard and mustard greens, grapes, peaches, pears, nectarines, apples, bell and hot peppers, cherries, blueberries, and green beans. Now I want to talk about lessons I've learned about meal planning. Before I even think about heading to the store or ordering online, I always take a moment to shop my kitchen. It always amazes me how many ingredients I already have at home that can inspire meal planning. 3 things that stick out to me during this topic are inventory check, meal planning with existing ingredients, and using technology to your advantage. Start with inventory check. You can start by taking stock of your pantry, your refrigerator, or your freezer, make a list of those items you have, and think creatively about how they can be used in a meal. The other thing is meal planning with existing ingredients. You can use what you have as a base for your meals. For example, if you have pasta and canned tomatoes, well, that's the beginning of a delicious spaghetti dinner right there. The other thing that I rely heavily on is using technology to my advantage. I like to search items that I have on hand in Pinterest. I think Pinterest is a great tool to use, and I just let the app do all the work. I typically am able to find really good recipes that I could use just by typing in a few ingredients, or at least it sparks ideas that gets my mind going on what I can do for dinner. Even now, with so many AI programs out there, built into just about every single app or online search bar you can think of, it's so easy to tell the program to make a meal out of whatever ingredients that you have on hand. And it really does create a recipe for you, tell you how to cook it, and portion it out completely. It's pretty remarkable the things that technology can do these days. And did you know that the average household throws away about $1,500 worth of food annually? So by using what you have and shopping smart, you can significantly cut down on your waste and save a little money. So I typically try to hustle these preps in either after my kids go to school and before I go to work, or on my lunch break, which both of those time frames is pretty small. So I definitely need a little bit of coffee pick-me-up. Okay, lesson item number 2 is shopping online when possible. Online grocery shopping is a game changer, especially for those of us trying to avoid impulse buys. And if I'm being totally honest, it's so much easier to find little pockets of time where I can quickly add in all of my ingredients that I need to buy, rather than spending an hour and a half walking around a grocery store with my kids and arguing with them about, I want this, I want that, no you're not buying this, and no I'm not buying that. The 3 lessons I have in this topic are preventing impulse purchases, time saving, and quality ingredients. Starting with prevent impulse purchasing. This is something that I absolutely 100% without a doubt am guilty of doing, and I'm pretty sure that most others are as well, because it's intentional. So shopping online does allow you to stick to your list and avoid the temptation of buying extra snacks or unnecessary items, much like the impulse purchases. But grocery stores, those sneaky guys. No, really, grocery stores and brands are guilty of intentionally placing items in a place based on shoppers' habits in specific areas to influence consumer choices and increase their sales. They strategically position impulse items like candy and snacks near the checkout to tempt you while you wait. And I think this has a lot to do with kids who have been walking through and they're tired or they're bored, and it is an easy way for a parent to say, here you go, be quiet. Or on the flip side, I use it as a reward to my children when they've been really good in the store and behaved. I will often get them one of those tasty treats at the checkout line. So either way, they got you on the hook. Companies do pay a little extra to have their products placed at eye level, especially for products that target children. Now, this, increases visibility by the child and increases their likelihood of a sale. Grocery stores also have a layout that's designed to make customers walk through all their sections, increasing their chances of seeing and buying additional items, including the unhealthy ones. Now let's take example milk and eggs. Show me a store where the milk and eggs is not in the back of a store. I have not seen one. Milk and eggs are a staple in households and often used daily. But by being placed in the back of the store, it forces customers to walk through other aisles to get them. Shopping online helps you bypass these traps, allowing you to focus on what you truly need. Now, it's also a time saver. You can shop at your convenience without the hassle of going to the store, waiting in line, or lugging home, your bags or your buckets or, whatever you use nowadays because they charge for bags. They also do deliveries and pickups. Oftentimes grocery pickups are free, so you don't have to pay extra for it. And if you're willing to pay that little extra dollar, then you can actually have it delivered straight to your doorstep. So there's very little time wasted there. And I would argue that ordering your groceries isn't even time wasted, but walking through the store, looking and trying to find things is, especially if you're going to Costco, because they strategically move their stuff around all the time. So you think you know where it's at until they up and move stuff, and then you're finding yourself wandering around looking for, your favorite nut snack, and you can't find it because they moved it around. I digress there, but you get the point. Also, it helps you maintain quality ingredients. So I don't know about your store, but my store that I shop at most of the time, which is my neighborhood Walmart, doesn't always have all of their stock out on the floor. I'll give you a little example. I can go online or on their app and see that they have in stock organic bananas. But when I walk into the store, the only product that I see is the regular non-organic bananas. Why is that? So here's an interesting fact. According to a recent study, people who shop online are less likely to purchase junk food compared to those who shop in store. By integrating these strategies into your shopping routine, not only can you cut down on unnecessary expenses, but you can also make your shopping experience more efficient and less stressful, especially if you have kids.
I've been dreaming so much lately about your face when you're smiling. It's the only thing that saves me. Hey, I don't know if I told you that I think you're beautiful, and how I can't wait to hold you. Yeah, you pull me up when I'm falling down, and I don't know what I would do without you. Yeah, you pull me up when I'm falling down. Hey, now look into my eyes. You can use them as a mirror, baby. You're my ticket to paradise. Hey, now everything's alright. We've been longing for each other, and it feels like I'm on cloud nine.
My third and last lesson that I have so far is buying like foods to save on cost. When you're at the grocery store or shopping online, buying in bulk or opting for similar foods can help you save money. The two items that I have in this lesson are buying bulk and 2 meals with 1 can method. I think buying in bulk is pretty explanatory, and a lot of grocery stores I found have offered this type of service. I know Winco, if you have a Winco, they do, Costco is kind of like a larger, I wouldn't say bulk, but a larger packaging type of store. Also Sprouts, if you didn't know, Sprouts has a bulk item bin that you can get, quite a bit of grains and nuts and things like that from them. So items like grains and pastas and canned goods are often cheaper in larger quantities, and that can really help expand or give some longevity to your meal planning, and then also it can save you some money as well. But the other thing that I have that has really caught my attention that I learned, and something that I want to try to do more of, is something that I call, it doesn't really have a name, I call it the 2 meals with 1 can method. So if you buy one item, you can make 2 dishes out of it. That's essentially what it is. There are plenty of versatile ingredients that you can use to serve multiple purposes in your meal planning. Oh, but real quick, I did want to say and point out what I'm doing here is the reason I'm taking out all of my zucchini from this container and putting it over to the other one is I knew that the bell peppers and zucchini were going to go into the same dinner dish, so I thought it would be easier the night of if just all the ingredients were in one container rather than pulling out multiple containers for one dinner dish. So that's why I'm moving it around. And back to what I was talking about. For example, let's take something that's easy. Speaking of Costco, a single rotisserie chicken. If you shop at Costco, it's $5. And that can be used to create, a great chicken salad or a comforting chicken noodle soup. Similarly, a can of chickpeas can be transformed into delicious hummus for snacking or protein-rich addition to your stir fries or salads. So by choosing ingredients that can be repurposed in various dishes, you not only save money, but you also reduce food waste and unlock your creativity in the kitchen. It's a win-win-win.
Lights shining from the window late at night. I'm just watching someone else's life go by, wishing it was mine. Dreams, everybody has them at the start. Somewhere along the way they fall apart, and it makes it kinda hard to look up at the lights. When the lights go out, everything is clearer. When the lights go out, I can finally see what it's all about. Standing in the mirror when the lights go out, it's you looking back at me. Try your best to hold on to the rope. We all have a reason to let go, and it's easier to do, but it's better if we don't. When the lights go out, everything is clearer. When the lights go out, I can finally see what it's all about. Standing in the mirror when the lights go out, it's you looking back at me. When you wish upon a star just to find out it's a plane, and when you think you've come so far, but you're standing still again, and you finally understand. When the lights go out, everything is clear. When the lights go out, I could finally see. When the lights go out, everything is clearer. When the lights go out, I could finally see what it's all about. Standing in the mirror when the lights go out, it's you looking back at me. Hope, try your best to hold on to the rope. We all have a reason to let go, and it's easier to do, but it's better if we don't.
So if anybody can tell me how to cut onions without bawling your eyes out, I'd really like to know, because my eyes were struggling this morning when I was cutting this onion. But This is wrapping up this portion of the video before I move on to the dinner recipes portion. And I just wanted to remind you that, again, it's never too late to learn. I'm 40, I will be 40, and I'm just now learning really how to strategically shop and meal plan and prep and really buy wholesome foods so that I can cook good quality meals for my family. And you know, I think that dinner time is so important in a household, and having the family all around a dinner table, it's just, I think it's so important to children and to families, especially in today's world where we're all so busy or just disconnected from each other. So I think that's one of the reasons, or one of the things that drives me to do this. But here we are. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to be cooking tonight is a pesto chicken, and these are the ingredients that I used. So I'm starting off by slicing my mozzarella cheese because I didn't read that it was pre-sliced. So you'll see me figure that out here in just a moment. Yeah, well, that came apart easy. There you go. Yeah, okay. We're just going to peel that apart, set those aside. And so I'm going to start by oiling my pan with some avocado spray and then dumping my chicken out. I am using 3 full-size boneless, skinless chicken breasts. And I'm going to start by salting all of the chicken and peppering them. I'm adding garlic to all 3 chicken breasts, and then I'm going to add paprika to only 1 because one of the breasts I'm saving for my kids and will not be dressed with the pesto seasoning. Then I'm going to flip those over and repeat those seasonings on the other side. Now to the chicken breast that I will be adding pesto on, I'm just sprinkling on some oregano seasoning just for some added flavor and some thyme as well. And now it's time to add the pesto. It came out, this Rayo's brand was a little thick, so I ended up spooning it on and then just spreading it over the side. Now this jar actually covered 5 full chicken breasts. I didn't use all of the full jar in this recipe, so I was able to save the rest of the can and make it again the following week, and I made 3 whole breasts of pesto chicken the next time. But I added my slices of mozzarella on top, added some cherry tomatoes, and then baked it for 35 minutes in the oven. I did use my meat thermometer to test it after the 35 minutes was up, just to verify that it's fully cooked on the inside, and we're good to go. In the meantime, while that's baking, I'm going to go ahead and make my mashed potatoes. So I'm peeling and dicing mashed potatoes so that I can get it started in the Instapot. That's how I like to make my mashed potatoes because it's just faster. And anytime I make rice or mashed potatoes in the Instapot, instead of using water, I always like to use chicken broth because I think it adds some really good flavor. And with every meal, I do always try to have a green vegetable on our plate as much as possible. Tonight's green vegetable was canned green beans, and I just cooked them on the stove until they were nice and hot. And when my mashed potatoes were done, I just let them quick release, let them cool down for a moment, and then made the mashed potatoes. I think everybody has their own way of making mashed potatoes. Pulled out my chicken, and voila! It was really, really good, and that chicken turned out so moist. The next item I'm going to be making is a French dip sandwich. I always make this in the crock pot. I'm starting out by having 3 pounds of chuck roast, and then I'm going to be adding 2 cups of water with au jus mix, paprika, onions, dried onions, and garlic powder. And I did forget to add the French onion soup here. I realized that about halfway through, so you don't see me adding it, but I do also add 1 package of French onion soup. Aside from the water and the packets, I'm not measuring anything. I just kind of eyeball it. I've made this enough that I feel confident in the amounts that I'm adding in. And then I just give it a good stir at the end, mix it all together, make sure that there's no clumps, and we're good to go. I let this cook on low for about 6 to 8 hours, flipping it halfway through. And then I just dress it on a hoagie roll with some cheese, pull out the au jus, and it is mwah, fabulous. And next I'm going to be making my veggie garden pasta bake. This is something that I found on Pinterest and it's really good. Now I didn't show myself adding the vegetables because I had already prepped them. This is why I ingredient prep. It made it very easy. So there is 1.5 zucchini, a full green bell pepper, half of an onion, and 1 pound of organic cherry tomatoes, and 2 garlic and herb bruschetta cheese. I dressed it with olive oil, salt, pepper, oregano, and red pepper chili flakes. I mixed in some chickpea pasta and chicken apple sausage. When it was all done cooking, mixed it together, and it turned out very good. This is what's for dinner tonight. We just did some quick and easy air fryer chicken. That's mango habanero chicken, cooked in the air fryer at 380 for 25 minutes, flipping in the middle. Got some canned green beans, and back here I got some corn. Easy peasy. Bert, what are you doing in there? Come on, get out. Stinker.
Make sure to like and subscribe to Megan's channel. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day.
Show me what it's like to be circling among the clouds. Because without you by my